It's never been more important than it is today that we are very clear about what the church is supposed to be doing, and the church is to be increasingly an expression of who Jesus is in the world. We were in Washington State at the time, and Jen and I, standing in the kitchen, we've been talking about, where do we belong, Lord? Where do you want us to serve? And we started to describe this church, what it would be like.
And it was a couple of weeks later that he came home, he walked through the door and he told me, I got a phone call today from a church in Minnesota. He said, remember that church that we talked about a couple weeks ago? If it exists, I think it's this one.
What I started to realize is that the dream is about a church, a group of people who come together to be like Jesus, to reveal this incredible love that God has for the world in Jesus Christ. That's what we should be as the church. The vision of Hosanna is to multiply the hope and the heartbeat of Jesus through irresistible love, generosity, and unity. We live in a world that is desperate for hope. People who are just longing for hope, waiting for hope. And I believe that Jesus is the hope of the world, and that He wants us as the church to multiply that, to multiply hope into people's lives. No matter who they are, no matter where they've come from, however far they think they are from God, His heart beats for them. How do we do that? Through this irresistible love and generosity and unity. People who are different than us, people who don't look the same as us, talk the same as us, act the same as us, don't come from the same backgrounds as us. We're supposed to love, and it's a love that when it's lived out genuinely, not perfectly, because no one is, but when it's lived out genuinely, it's irresistible. That's the hope and heartbeat of Jesus.
What I love about our vision is that it doesn't just paint a picture for me of who we want to be as a church. It paints a picture for me of who I am becoming as a Jesus follower.
From the very beginning in 1980, God has been bringing His heartbeat and hope and healing into people's lives through Hosanna. And now we get to build on that foundation, multiply what God has been doing all these years. Our logo, it represents this idea that we're all imperfect people coming together in unity, all unique but unified. And there are 99 lines. I love that because it means that there's still one. There's always one. Like Jesus left the 99 to go find the one, that we as the church who are becoming more like Jesus are always thinking about the one.
When I see the design, I see a burst of light that shines through each of our individual lives and through our church to the glory of God.
I see irresistible love for God and for people. I see generosity, this outward focus, and I see this unbreakable, unshakable unity in the circle. I see a church that is becoming more like Jesus.
I love to think about how this vision is first lived out in our homes. I mean, it starts with our own marriage. Are we loving each other in a way that's irresistible for our kids? Are we showing and teaching our children to be radically generous with what we've been given? As a family, are we unifiers and peacemakers?
We are feeling called, Jen and I, with our boys, are feeling called to multiply the hope and the heartbeat of Jesus. And now in this new season at Hosanna, my heart as a pastor is for you to know, whoever you are, wherever you're coming from, you're invited to be a part of this dream, this vision to multiply the hope and the heartbeat of Jesus.